Alright. Yeah, coffee's kind of slobbered on, but, you know, it's morning, holiday weekend. The other half of the pot of coffee, I was sitting in there, the computer, reading something on YouTube, reading down through the comments. Guy, you know, had his MFJ, testing between an IMAX and a Mako V58. I got to thinking. The arguments are like 4 years old, you know, it's kicking a dead horse. But I just want to give you a little kind of my side here. All right. I've been driving truck for about 20 years. And I've noticed it when you got a fiberglass antenna versus a stainless steel antenna, the amount of noise. Now, I can't remember if I posted a video on this antenna itself, but this was originally a Wilson V58 before Mako bought them out. And this antenna was on the house about a half a block away since probably 1980 or 81. And if you've seen the other video, the elements would have passed through the base section on the Wilson made. I bought parts from Antenna Parts Outlet and adapted it to a Mako V58, which would be the hub for the radials, new hoop, the bracket for the SO239, and new shorting bar. Now, getting back to that, shorting bar. It's a direct short antenna, DC grounded antenna. Your IMAX and your A99 are not. There's a piece of wire that goes up an A99 or an IMAX. That's each section screws together, and that makes an electrical connection between each section. Well, in the base of that, you know what that is. In the base of that, those antennas, is a matching network, a coil of wire, just like here. This is a top load, center load antenna. This is actually an Avanti. Avanti. But I've owned fiberglass antennas, both of them, A99 and IMAX. I've traded them away. And the reason for that, just as I explained, there is a matching section. There is a capacitor in the aluminum base of that antenna. When you think you're grounding it to the mast, you are not grounding those fiberglass antennas to the mast. You're grounding that base piece of tubing. That's it. There's no direct connection to it. Those antennas use the shield of the coax as the other half of the dipole. So it reflects off of the coax. Okay? Now, you can go and look this up for yourself. The IMAX exposed, the A99 exposed, where the guy cuts it apart and you see there's a capacitor in there. So when your base section blows out because you run too much power into it, or water intrusion gets in there and corrodes the components, that coil that's in the base, these, you don't have any of that. So, okay, a high wind comes through, you got an IMAX, snaps it off. What do? You're out of whole antenna, because I don't believe you can just go to SolarCon and order the mid section or the base section of that. Okay, so this antenna is over 40 years old. I just adapted parts from about the same antenna to it. New production. Okay, let's see something here. Wednesday, if you've seen the other video on this Wilson, the radials went through the tubing. On the Mako, there's an aluminum hub that slides up on there. That's what I have on the antenna that's on the pole right now. I adapted it to this style. Well, this came Wednesday because I wanted to put this on this weekend. FedEx. Mako sending me a new one. I've already got this piece of tubing to come loose. So I just need to find a piece of 1-inch outer diameter and 7/8 inner diameter tubing to replace it with. I just have to go on antennaparts.com and get the piece of tubing I need. Simple. That's a base section. You ain't going to do that with an IMAX. So we're an Antron 99. We have the 26-foot long 6-element Hornet, 4-element Hornet, an antenna specialist Mighty Magnum, the base for it's leaning up against the wall, along with the antenna specialist super scanner. But like I was saying, I was just reading some old posts, you know, and it kind of upsets me that people don't realize this. They're like, I put my antenna together, screwed 3 sections together, and says, oh, you know, are they scared to use a tape measure? I don't get it. Like, yeah, I understand about convenience and everything else, but go take that IMAX or the Antron down in 5 years. You better have a good pair of gloves on, because you're going to be digging fiberglass out of your hands. You know, or if they get water intrusion, it shorts them out in the base. So, but yeah, that's what I do. That's my hobby. I take towers down, save antennas. So, and make tilt plates. Make it a different style one right there.